For over 2,000 years, a single object has fascinated kings, mystics, warriors, and madmen. It is called the Holy Grail. A cup, or perhaps something more, said to carry divine power, eternal life, and truth so dangerous that empires have tried to bury it. But what is the Holy Grail, really? Where did it come from? And why have generations searched for it and died trying? Let's go back to the beginning. Despite what many believe, the Bible never mentions a Holy Grail. There is no magical cup described at the Last Supper. There is no artifact said to have caught the blood of Christ. In fact, the entire concept of the Grail was born over 1,000 years after Jesus walked the earth. In the 12th century, a French poet named Chrétien de Troyes wrote a tale of a knight named Percival. In his journey, Percival encounters a mysterious procession. A glowing object is carried before him, the Grail. But it wasn't a cup. It wasn't even clearly explained. It was a symbol of enlightenment, of spiritual testing. It was something to be earned, not simply found. Over time, new writers and storytellers reshaped the tale. By the late Middle Ages, the Grail had taken on Christian meaning. Now, it was the very cup Jesus used at the Last Supper, and the cup that caught his blood as he was crucified. A sacred relic, a divine vessel, the holiest object in all of Christianity. And with that new identity, the Grail became something else entirely. A weapon. It was believed that whoever possessed the Grail could not only commune with God, but rule with divine blessing. Entire kingdoms were said to rise or fall depending on the Grail's location. Knights set off on quests, kings sent armies, and secret societies emerged, guarding its trail with blood and fire. None were more feared than the Knights Templar. Founded in the 12th century, the Templars were warrior monks sworn to protect Christian pilgrims in the Holy Land. But over time, they became something more. They gained power, wealth, and influence across Europe. And they gained secrets. Many believe the Templars found something beneath the ruins of Solomon's temple in Jerusalem. Not just gold, not even a cup, but knowledge, documents, ancient texts, perhaps even something that proved the story of Jesus was incomplete. Some claim they found the Grail, not a cup, but a truth. When the Templars returned to Europe, rumors spread like wildfire. The Pope turned against them. Kings declared them heretics. And in the early 1300s, the Templars were hunted, tortured, and burned alive. Yet the Grail was never found. Or perhaps it was hidden. Across Europe, certain sites became associated with the legend of the Grail. In Scotland, Rosslyn Chapel, built with bizarre symbols, carvings of plants unknown in Europe at the time, and a secret vault beneath its floor. In France, Rennes-le-Château, where a poor priest suddenly gained immense wealth, redesigned his church with occult symbolism, and left behind cryptic clues still being studied today. In Glastonbury, England, where Joseph of Arimathea, the man who buried Christ, was said to have journeyed with the Grail in his hands and planted the holy thorn tree. And through it all, the Church said nothing. The Vatican has never officially acknowledged the Grail's existence, but it also hasn't denied it outright. Because maybe it can't. Some modern theories claim the Grail isn't a cup at all. It may be a book, a gospel never included in the Bible, or even proof that Jesus had a family, that he was married to Mary Magdalene, and that his descendants still walk among us. If true, that would mean Christ was more man than God. It would mean the foundations of the church would need to be rewritten. That's not a relic, that's a revolution. But what if the truth is even stranger? What if the Holy Grail never existed as a thing, but always as an idea? A symbol of something deeper. The soul's search for meaning. The human desire to find the divine, not outside, but within. In ancient myths, those who sought the Grail were always tested, not in battle, not in logic, but in purity, humility, courage. Only the worthy could approach it. Only the broken could be healed by it. And perhaps that's the point. Perhaps the Grail is not meant to be found, but followed. A journey, not a destination. Maybe that's why no one has ever held it in their hands. Because it lives in the story, in the search. Because the moment you believe you've found the truth, you've stopped seeking it. So is the Holy Grail real? Maybe. Maybe not. But it matters. Because it reminds us that some mysteries are not puzzles to solve, but mirrors to look into. Let me ask you this. If you could find the Grail, would you drink from it? Would you live forever? Even if it meant knowing the truth about everything and losing your faith. That's the power of the Grail. It doesn't just challenge history, it challenges you. So tell us in the comments, what do you believe? And don't forget to subscribe for more forgotten legends from the shadows of history. Because not every legend is a lie. Some are warnings.